Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. We begin with breaking news tonight. Former President Donald Trump has been indicted for the fourth time, this time facing 13 criminal charges for his alleged role in attempting to overturn election results in Georgia. 18 Trump allies have also been charged in the case, including Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, and Mark Meadows. CBS's Christian Benavidez has the latest from Atlanta tonight.
Hello, ma'am.
Late Monday night, a Georgia judge unsealed a Fulton County grand jury indictment against former President Trump.
Mr. Royals, everything went as it should have in front of the grand jury?
Yes, sir.
All right.
The GOP presidential frontrunner is charged with multiple felonies, including violation of the Georgia RICO Act and solicitation of violation of oath by public officer.
The indictment includes 41 felony counts and is 97 pages long.
Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis says Trump and his allies tried to overturn the 2020 election results in Georgia.
The defendants engaged in a criminal racketeering enterprise to overturn Georgia's presidential election result.
The Trump campaign called the indictment election interference, and Trump remained defiant while campaigning in Iowa this weekend.
We did nothing wrong.
Former Democratic State Senator Jen Jordan gave testimony to the grand jury. She spoke to CBS News about a committee hearing she attended at the state capitol with Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani in December 2020.
Everything they talked about that was abnormal to them could be explained away very simply in terms of how elections are run in Georgia.
Unlike the other 3 criminal cases, cameras are expected to be allowed in the Fulton County courtroom. Christian Benavidez, CBS News, Atlanta.
Our other big story tonight, after a brief cool down, summer is back in full force with potential record-breaking temperatures in the forecast tomorrow. Let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Lagoon to find out just how hot we're talking. Jeremy?
Well, Mark, when it comes to the heat, it is on. Right now, we sit at 81 degrees at 10 p.m. 81 at 10 p.m. You kidding me? There is little relief at night in the days to come, and that's what makes this so excessive. Excessive heat warnings in effect from the west side through to North Idaho. Heat advisories in place through western Montana, the ridge of the Cascades, and even over across much of the San Juans. High temperatures 95 to 105 degrees as a ridge of high pressure dominates much of the northwest. Tomorrow, likely the warmest day in this stretch, 103 in Spokane, over 100 degrees in Coeur d'Alene, St. Mary's, down across the Palouse and out in central Washington, approaching 110. Wednesday looks to be just about as warm. Little relief across much of the region, and it's likely our overnight lows stay quite warm. Thursday is when wind picks up, and we're talking some critical fire danger across much of the northwest. We already have some fire concerns. We have red flag warnings on the west side, and some fire weather watches already popping up in western Montana. So it's hot, and then the fire danger starts to spike.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. Thank you very much. And the upcoming heat wave has fire crews throughout the Northwest on high alert. New at 10 tonight, our Kyle Simchuk learns how they are preparing.
Triple-digit temps, gusty winds, and low humidity, a recipe for devastating wildfires.
Our response, no matter what the condition, is a rapid response.
Guy Gifford with the Department of Natural Resources says no matter how hot it gets, fire crews will work around the clock to protect homes and property.
We actually started talking about this on Saturday with the firefighters and making sure they started the hydration process, drinking lots of water, not just during the day, but the night before when they get home from work.
Fire crews are also trained to recognize the stages of heat exhaustion.
Don't forget, the temperature of 100 degrees is in the shade. Our guys are usually not in the shade and in the sun, so they're in much higher temperatures than what we see on the thermometer. So that's very, very concerning to us. And the key thing is we also remind them, watch out for each other. If you see your buddy stop sweating, that's a concern.
Gifford says firefighters may get more frequent breaks. However,
we're not necessarily shorting their day per se.
Fire officials are asking everyone to be careful because in these conditions, it only takes a spark.
Everything is bone dry. Be aware of anything can start up a spark or that's hot that touches dry grass, dry material. Key thing is your vehicles, your catalytic converters, even chains. Make sure your chains aren't dragging on your trailers.
In Spokane, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
It is important to note the National Weather Service says heat kills more people than any other extreme weather event. There are more yearly deaths attributed to heat compared to other weather disasters like floods, hurricanes, and even tornadoes. That's why it's so important to know the best ways to cool down around Spokane. The city of Spokane has announced cooling spaces available for anyone who needs them during this heat wave. Locations include the 6 public library branches. They are the Central Library, Shado Park, Liberty Park, Hilliard, South Hill Library, and the Indian Trail Library. All locations will be open from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. until Thursday. Meantime, Spokane Parks and Rec splash pads also available to the public for free. The splash pads are open every day from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. at 19 different city parks. Meantime, additional support is available at the Trent Shelter, too. The city says the shelter can serve as many as 400 people. The shelter offers a cool space, water, meals, and snacks. Meantime, Washington's largest fairgrounds gearing up for the return of summer fun. We drove out to Moses Lake today to find out what they are doing to keep guests cool for the next few days to come.
We provide water at each of the locations as we're doing the unload process today, so that we can spray pigs down. Any animal that looks like it's in distress at all, we can spray them down pretty quickly.
The fair also set up misting stations, big fans, and coolers to make sure no one overheats. Meantime, the death toll in Maui tonight nearing 100 as teams continue to search for survivors. Right now, firefighters are putting out hotspots, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency is preparing aid for families who've lost their home. Despite everything that's being done, officials say there is still a lot of pain and recovery ahead.
They will find 10 to 20 people per day probably until they finish. It's hard to recognize anybody, but they're able to determine if someone did perish.
The historic town of Lahaina saw the most casualties, and some residents had to walk miles just to escape the smoke and the flames. Hawaii's governor says a comprehensive review is underway to determine why the state's siren system failed. And now to our night beat with a quick look at today's top stories. Spokane County elected leaders held a press conference today saying a new county jail is urgently needed. That's why they are hoping voters will approve the measure on the upcoming November ballot that'll fund the construction of a new jail. If the measure is approved, Spokane County residents would see a sales tax increase of 0.2%. A portion of the money collected would be used to build a new community correction center right behind the current jail. Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles says the measure will address overcrowding at the jail and wraparound services for those in custody.
A modern criminal justice system holds people accountable while also providing avenues for people to better themselves through education, through receiving therapy to change behavior, whether that's substance use disorder treatment or mental health treatment.
Today's press conference comes just 2 days after 2 Spokane City Council members asked for the vote to be delayed. The council says they want more time to plan how the money would be spent. Meantime, local pawn shops have noticed an uptick in people trying to sell fake gold this weekend. Owners of Axel's Pawn Shop, Doug Carlson, says several people tried to pawn off fake gold over the weekend. He says nationwide, scammers are selling fake gold at gas stations and parking lots, telling people they need the money for gas or to get food for their kids.
There'll be crying kids in the car, and the mother's all upset, and they need diapers and food, for the family, and they're just very, very good at convincing people that they're desperate and they have this valuable stuff.
Stores can use magnets to determine if the gold is real or fake. If something is real, it'll push away the magnet. If it is fake, it will stick. Well, Spokane police have arrested 5 teens over the weekend for a string of car thefts involving Kias and Hyundais. Police say some of those stolen cars were involved in multiple crashes. In fact, 3 teens were arrested after officers say they hit a pedestrian on a Lime scooter. 2 other suspects were arrested after they crashed a stolen car in a parking lot. SPD says more arrests are likely. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text us the word night to 509-448-2000 and we'll send them right to your phone.